Down, 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 down. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and Celtic fans can go back to watching Coronation Street on a Tuesday and Wednesday night because those dates are fully free, as Celtic will be playing alongside their Glasgow rivals Rangers in the so-called Diddy European competition. The draw was made today for the Europa League. We've got the Europa Conference League as well thrown in here. But yeah, the two big teams that we're going to talk about the most, obviously, the champions of Scotland, who are no longer in the Champions League, Celtic, and Rangers, who, under Russell Martin, won't be in any European competition much longer.
No, they won't be. I'm actually happy with the draw, though, for Rangers. Couldn't have asked for a better one. Yes, got Roma and Porto, the two hardest teams in Pot 1, but to be honest, I didn't really look at Pot 1 and think, there's two teams in there I'll take. No, obviously, yeah, you would probably rather Salzburg and someone else, but reality is, the rest, I mean, you'd rather I think Rangers got the perfect blend, right? 2 glamour ties, and then 6 games you would expect us to win. I'm looking for a minimum of 15 points. So, because, I mean, it has to be that. But, I say it has to be that. I'm projecting a new manager. Because with Russell Martin, I think Rangers will be lucky to finish in the top 24, man. Honestly. Now, you could turn around and say, well, hold on, he got results against Pilsen, he got results against Panathinaikos. Yes, that would be correct. But Rangers have got worse since then. And if you look at the likes of Fenos Faros, Ludogorets, Stormgrass, Genk, Bran, I mean, are they much worse than the likes of Victoria Pilsen? No, they're probably all quite in a similar playing field. I wouldn't say there's any teams in here that are absolute diddy teams, put it that way. Like, yeah, I mean, if you got Bran at home, I'd be like, that's a gift. But it's away, and away games in Europe, they tend to be tough. But I'm going 15, minimum of 15.
You're going 15 points for Rangers. I don't know if that's a realistic amount or not, to be fair.
5 wins out of 8.
Under Russell Martin, I don't think you're getting that. We will start with Celtic, though, since they are the champions. And in their draw, they've been given Roma, Feyenoord, Braga. I believe that is a team from Serbia. Check.
It's Red Star
Serbia, yeah. Sturm Graz, Midtjylland, Utrecht and Bologna. So, in terms of Pot 4, I would have to imagine that Bologna were the toughest team you could get. Or Pot 6 even. Whatever pot. How many points is in the Europa League?
4.
4. I would say, I'm thinking the Conference League. So, Bologna must be the most difficult team in Pot 4. Because, they've become good recently. They just won the Cup in Italy. They have Lewis Ferguson for how much longer? We don't know, but Bologna seem to be on the rise, and that'll be a tough game. And Bologna feels more like honestly, I think on paper they're probably the second, maybe arguably the hardest. I mean, you could make a case that Bologna are on par with Roma at the moment. So even though they're Pot 4 side, they feel a lot closer to Pot 1. I think for Celtic.
No, absolutely. So Celtic got 2 tough Serie A teams. Feyenoord away is also going to be tough. Red Star Belgrade away is always a tough one. Braga are tough at home. Midtjylland, obviously what they did against Hibs, that could be a tough one. I mean, I'm hearing people say, I heard a certain Ryan said if Brendan Rodgers didn't get 12 points, he would probably have to leave. It wouldn't be good enough. It would be unacceptable.
Leave? Well, I mean, I think every game for Celtic is winnable. Yeah. Some are a lot harder than others, but I believe that both games... I mean, what is interesting is that both Celtic and Rangers have got a lot of the same teams. They've both got Roma, both got Braga, and both got Sturm Graz, so we'll kind of be...
direct comparisons.
We will get some direct comparisons, but I think with that group, Celtic should be looking to make the top 24.
There's no excuses.
Celtic fans will be arguing they should be making the top 24, possibly top 8, regardless of who they get. But this current team, just not really firing on all cylinders. I think they need big reinforcements in if they're going to have a decent campaign in Europe.
No, I totally agree, man. And you know what? I look at both teams. They are losing players like there's no tomorrow. Now, some cases it's players they actually want to leave, right? But in other cases, like Rangers, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Russell Martin. I feel like there needs to be a separate fid in this. Why the fuck is a guy who, let's be honest folks, he's going to be sacked on Monday in my opinion. Why is he getting to rule the roost and getting to push all these players out the door?
When he'll be out before them probably. He'll probably be out the door before they can arrange to get Raskin at the door. So
Jose Mourinho is left.
Yeah, well, he's sacked, I believe.
Well, he's left. Either way, he's gone, right?
Would you take him?
Fucking damn right, I'd take him. You want to talk about a guy that would add stability to that back line without even being in it? Jose Mourinho.
Although Gerrard's still floating a bit.
I know, but there's tax issues there. Match made in heaven. But anyway, yeah.
I'm going to give my prediction quickly. I'm just looking at the 8 teams here. I have to base it on this current Celtic and not Celtic of last season, even though they were good in the Champions League. This team is far from that. You know, this isn't a team that has Kuhn and Maida. I say they don't have Maida anymore. They don't have informed Maida. They don't have Kuhn and they don't have Kyogo. So essentially, the front three that Celtic had in the league phase last year are gone.
Yang's away. Adam Ida looks like he's away. Honestly,
Maida may as well be away because he's a shadow of the player that he was last season.
It's actually pretty insane. Honestly, like both Rangers and Celtic's teams in the next couple of days could look drastically different than what we thought they would be looking like.
In terms of how many points Celtic will pick up, I'm going to say 13. I'm going to go with 4 wins, a draw, and 3 defeats. I think that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think they'll easily get top 24 because
I think they'll lose to Roma and Bologna, and I'm going to chuck in another loss against either Feyenoord or Braga.
We'll put it this way, right? In terms of games that they will win, I'm not going to say there's loads, right? But Storm Grass at home, that's 3 points. If that ain't 3 points, then I know what you're doing.
Yeah, but Karat would have been 3 points at home.
Well, I think that's the problem, right? See, as bad as Russell Martin and Rangers are, at least he can turn around and say, well, here, I've actually won a few games in Europe this season.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can
Rodgers can't make that claim.
You can say that Sturm Graz at home is at 3 points, but is it?
Yeah, but if Storm Graz at home ain't 3 points, then you can't make anything for this. You know what I mean? Like, we may as well say they'll get 0 points.
No, I just wouldn't say it's guaranteed. You're basically doing a Hugh Evans and saying it's a gimme.
Yes, but
like,
right,
I'm going for
nothing's a gimme.
I'm going 13 points. I'll give them 4 wins, a draw, and 3 defeats.
So hold on, they might scrape past Storm Grass, but they're going to get 13 points.
Oh, hold on. I'm saying I expect them to beat Sturm Graz, but it's no a gimme.
Right, tell me the games that are gimmies if you had to pick.
If
you had to pick a gimme, a couple of gimmies.
I don't think there is.
But you had to, gun to the head, 2 gimmies, mate, and I'm shooting you. Come on, hit me with them.
Oh, well, I think Storm Graz is probably the most winnable game out of them all.
Aye.
But I don't think it's a gimme. I'd probably go with them and maybe like Utrecht.
Aye. I think Rangers, on the other hand, Rangers have just got like a complete mixed bag. It's like Ludogorets and Genk at home. You're like, aye.
Right. So hold on, final. Just move on. What are you going for Celtic? I'm going for 13 points.
I'll go 11.
You're going 11, right? Okay, so
Which will be more than enough.
You're going with 3 wins and 2 draws.
Aye.
Right,
let's 3 defeats. I think that's what it looks like, though.
Let's move on to Rangers then. So at home they've got Roma, Braga, Ludogorets, and Genk, and away they've got Porto, Ferencváros, Sturm Graz, and Brann. Let's just be completely honest. Outside of Roma, Braga, and Porto, that's a very favourable draw for Rangers. I mean, people might say that Genk are no bad, but I mean, you would expect Rangers to beat Ludogorets, you'd expect them to beat Ferencváros, you'd expect them to beat Brann, and I mean, you would expect them to beat Sturm Graz. They're not easy games by any means, but especially in previous seasons, you would expect that. And you know, even under Russell Martin, if you take away the Club Bruges, performances weren't great, but results against Pilsen and Panathinaikos, they were decent enough. If you look at the aggregate scoreline. And for me, Panathinaikos and Pilsen are better than a few of the teams that Rangers have got here. So,
yep, Rangers are pot 1. I mean, are these teams going to be looking at Rangers with fear? I mean, you'd like to think so, but I mean, not with Russell Martin.
Also, I think out of the 3 tough teams that Rangers have got, they've got 2 of those ties at home, so that's another.
What the crucial difference could be, though, folks, is that we don't really know what the fixture order is, but say Russell Martin survives a wee bit longer. Maybe he gets Porto away first, and that's a game, no matter who the manager is, you'd probably expect Rangers to lose.
Yeah, he won't want that.
But, if, for example, if Rangers get Ludogorets at home...
That's the tie I was looking at. That'd be a good wee starter for Russell Martin.
It would be, but then if he lost it, that's like 3 points away from a potential next manager. Either or, I think both clubs will get through. I'm going to go...
But, I mean, there is a chance Russell Martin won't be here for the first Europa League game as well, so...
Yeah, I'm going to go 15 points.
So what are you going? Are you going for 4 wins and 3 draws, or are you going for 3 wins and 5 wins and 3 losses, or
5 wins and 3 draws. 5 wins and 3 losses. Sorry.
are the losses going to be Roma, Braga, and Porto, or are you expecting a loss to creep in for somewhere else there?
I think it'll pretty much be that. I think that's the. I'm not saying the bare minimum, but that's what it looks like on paper at least. But here, out of the 5 Diddy teams, so-called Diddy teams that we've got, 3 are away, and it might be surprising to see Rangers win all 3 of them. So maybe they'll beat Braga, because we've been alright against Braga at home over the years.
I'm going to go with 3, 6, 7. I'm going to go with 14 points for Rangers. I'm going to go 4 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats.
Well, there we go then. Rangers.
I've went with Rangers to lose against Roma and Porto, to get a draw against Braga, to get a draw against either Ferencváros or Sturm Graz, and I'm going to go with Rangers to pick up wins against Ludogorets and Genk at home, and also Brann, and then whichever one they don't draw with, Sturm Graz or Ferencváros, I'll give them a win in that game as well. So yeah, I don't know. Domestically, yeah, they're shite, but just over the years and even this year, I think there's just more signs that Rangers could do something in Europe over Celtic.
Yeah, I think we're in for a very interesting Europa League campaign, and what I'm looking forward to is potentially Celtic versus Rangers in the knockouts, because that's never happened, and that would be brilliant.
What's the earliest they can meet? Can they meet in the actual
the playoff?
Oh, so not even last 16 they can meet?
Because Lens took on PSG last year, and PSG beat them 10-0.
So they did. I believe I tipped Lens as the dark horse in that playoff tie.
They were unlucky, to be honest, to get PSG.
Yeah, no, they were, but I actually thought they'd do alright against PSG, but yeah. What do I fucking know?
Right, let's move on to Aberdeen. So, Shakhtar Donetsk at home, Sparta Prague away, Strasbourg at home, Athens away, Noah at home, and then Larnaca away. So, I think Aberdeen are fucked. That's what I will say.
I don't think it's the hardest draw, but I think it's hard for Aberdeen.
Right, well, if we want to talk about gimmies, right, Noah's a gimme. I don't give a shit what any. They're the lowest team in the competition. Who in the Conference League, you have to be beating them. That's a gimme, right? Isn't it correct?
Agreed.
So that's 3 points on the board. You need about 7.
Oh, I don't see Aberdeen getting 7,
and that's the problem.
I tell you what. After the 3 points against Noah, I'm struggling to see.
Now, what I would say is, right, Aberdeen of a couple of seasons ago beat Frankfurt, and if you can beat Frankfurt, you can beat Donetsk and Strasbourg at home.
Yeah, but I think Aberdeen were a lot better a couple of years ago. I mean, see what you want with Barry Robson. He did perform in Europe, and they had Miovski back then. I think they had a much better team. I don't rate it. I don't know. I think Jimmy Thielman's made this Aberdeen team a hell of a lot worse. I'm going to go with Aberdeen to pick up 4 points, and I don't think I'll get you through.
No, I don't think it will get you through. And also, I believe Shamrock Rovers, right, have got quite a similar path to Aberdeen. They've got quite the same. I think they got Shakhtar Donetsk and Strasbourg. Let me just double check here. Shamrock Rovers have got Donetsk. They've got AEK Athens. Let's see. So this is what Shamrock Rovers have got: Shakhtar, Sparta Prague, Silegi, Athens, Spartans, and Breidablik. I think there's way more chance.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them picking up 9. Even 7 get you through. Yeah, do we have the Shelburnes?
We will, but just to... So, I'll tell you what, Aberdeen have got 3 out of the 6 exact fixtures of Shamrock Rovers.
Like, we're talking
home and away.
Well, that'll give us a guide on, how good...
But see, that's the difference, right? Aberdeen got a French team at home, and they got some team for Slovenia.
Yeah, and
then a team from Malta.
Yeah, no, the draw definitely helps. And then a team for Iceland. Shamrock Rovers must be thinking, hold on, if we can beat the 2 teams for pot 5 and pot 6 respectively, you're one result away.
Yeah. Now, Shelbourne got Crystal Palace, Aced Alkmaar, Drita, Celje, Haken, and Shekijija. I mean,
right. I'm gonna predict here that both Shamrock Rovers and Shelbourne finish ahead of Aberdeen. That's my prediction. People will laugh come back at the end of this league phase, I think both Irish teams will be ahead of Aberdeen.
It's just a bit of a disaster, isn't it, though? It really is, because...
The only thing I'll say is I'm not convinced Shelbourne qualify. I think Shamrock Rovers will.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Shelbourne finished with no points, but the reality is...
Oh no, I think they'll finish with points. I just don't know if they'll qualify. I'm tipping Aberdeen to get 4, so I could certainly see Shelbourne getting a wee bit more than 4.
Yeah, Shelbourne against Palace at home, so that'll be an interesting game. But yeah, folks, that is it. Am I feeling more confident about
I wish we were talking about the Hibs fixtures here, but
I don't know who League Warsaw got, to be honest, but
disappointing. Yeah, anyway, final thoughts here. Rangers, Celtic, they've got a lot of making up to do. Aberdeen as well. It's been really, really poor. And, I mean, listen, believe it or not, the coefficient can still be saved, but it's going to take all 3 teams to step up and, let's be honest, play a lot better than they are now. They'll need to outperform expectations if they want to save the coefficient this year.
we'll see. League Warsaw got Shakhtar Donetsk away, Sparta Prague at home, Celtic away, Lincoln Red Imps at home, Samspor at home, and Noah away. To me, that's a guarantee of 9 points if that was Hibs.
Aye, so, I mean, Hibs that only got themselves to blame. They absolutely Hibs it in a great position and, you know, should be through, but they're not. It is what it is, guys. We've got a lot more videos coming later today, and then, yeah, preview show for tomorrow, and lots of signings to talk about. Hearts record-breaking signing, Igamani leaving, Ida leaving, Hearts trying to sign a former Bundesliga goalkeeper. Lots to talk about. Till next time, though, like and subscribe, and peace.